Canelo Crawford, if they do fight, what's your opinion?
It's very different weight class.
The mega fight between pound-for-pound greats Crawford and Alvarez is reported to be agreed for later this year, in what would be one of the biggest boxing events of 2025. It will see Bud attempt to cause a big upset when he moves up a further 2 weight divisions to meet unified super middleweight champion Canelo.
See you in the ring. There's loads of things going around at the moment, including a big clash with Canelo Alvarez. Can you tell us what's going on in that situation, and can that happen next?
We shall see,
The last time Crawford was in action was back in August, when he made his 154 pounds debut to challenge WBA super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov. It was a hard-fought contest, with Bud arguably pushed harder than he ever has done in his career so far. But in the end, he managed to claim the unanimous decision victory to win the title and become a 4-weight world champion in the process. Having experienced firsthand what it is like to face Crawford, Madrimov has now given his prediction while speaking to Boxing News and didn't hesitate to pick a winner.
First of all, I think this Canelo will win.
How?
I think decision.
It's a very different weight class. Canelo will win. I think about the decision. Madrimov himself returns to action next month, when he looks to bounce back from the defeat to Bud, when he challenges Virgil Ortiz Jr. for the World Boxing Council interim super welterweight title. The Uzbekistan fighter isn't the only man to make a bold prediction for the matchup between Crawford and Canelo, with former 2-weight world champion Tim Bradley declaring that one man is going to beat the brakes off the other.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. How do you see that fight? Who do you like?
Terence.
Wow.
Friend, but it's crazy man. Listen,
However, Alexander Usyk, the undisputed heavyweight champion, threw his support behind Terence Crawford in a highly anticipated potential bout against Saul Canelo Alvarez, which could take place at the end of this year or in early 2025. In a conversation with 3KR Podcast, Usyk highlighted Crawford's bold move to jump up 3 weight classes to challenge Canelo, but also pointed out Crawford's exceptional intelligence and versatility in the ring.
I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo?
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence is different man.
Terence is my friend, but he's a crazy man, Usyk said. I say Terence wins. Listen, Terence is a different man. Terence works in 2 stances. He's a very, very, very smart man. Turki Alalshik has been working diligently to finalize the clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Speaking to TNT Sports Boxing, former 2-time world heavyweight champion Fury agreed that weight was the deciding factor in the contest, giving Crawford a chance to beat Canelo had they met years ago in a lower division, but backing the Mexican at super middleweight where the contest will absolutely take place should it happen.
For a pay-per-view to watch it.
Is the skill level of Crawford equalize the weight, in your opinion?
I think if they fought, they'd obviously be the same weight, would they not?
Yes.
So
Here we have Terence Crawford versus Alvarez. Very tough fight, different weight categories. What weight would this fight happen? I don't know. At 168, I'm gonna say Canelo. At 140, I'm gonna say Crawford, so I'll go with Canelo. Canelo has categorically ruled out dropping any weight, and that is in line with Bud's goal of testing himself to the limit by moving all the way up to 168, 14 pounds more than his last outing.
So Crawford going from 47 to 68.
maybe he would bring Canelo down to 60 or 54 or something, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite?
Whether or not the fight can be made remains to be seen, with the American much more keen, but the Mexican admitting that he will take it for the right price. While Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is the fight that looks set to be made, Gervonta Davis has now inserted himself into the conversation. Crawford and Canelo have reportedly agreed a deal for the mega fight to take place this year, bringing together 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. The fight is believed to have come together after the pair met separately with Saudi chief Turki Alalshik in London over the weekend, after a year of back-and-forth discussion over whether or not it will happen. While most in boxing are excited at the prospect of seeing Crawford and Canelo square off, It seems that another of the sport's biggest stars isn't that impressed.
If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you know, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet,
with Davis apparently not a fan of the fight between Crawford and Canelo, his coach Calvin Ford has also delivered his verdict for how the fight will go. The debate over who would win between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford continues to rage on. The fight would be one of the biggest in boxing, putting together two pound-for-pound greats, although it would require Crawford to make a huge jump up in weight. Gervonta Davis's trainer Calvin Ford has now had his say on the potential matchup when speaking with Fight Hype and appeared to be leaning towards the Mexican.
This Terence Crawford Canelo situation, do you think that's a fight where they could get to a weight that makes sense? Do you think that the weight would affect Terence Crawford?
I mean, Canelo's the king. Whatever he say, you know what I'm saying? But
Canelo is the king. It's a good fight, and I'd like to see that fight and the outcome of it. Canelo has been making some good moves for his fights. Ford also discussed the performance of Crawford in his last outing, where he moved up to 154 pounds to defeat Israel Madrimov, but was unable to get the stoppage. It was his first fight. You can't say he didn't carry the power up there. He had to make adjustments. It's like when Benavidez went up in weight. It's based on them making adjustments. I hope Terence Crawford can get another fight at that weight so we can show the world it's there. If it's not there, then we can start questioning.
I'd like to see that fight, the outcome of it, you know what I'm saying? And then watching Canelo been making some good moves, you know, as far as fights and whatnot, you know. So, again, he's the king, you know what I'm saying?
So it didn't look like...
Ford finished by explaining just why he feels Crawford is chasing a showdown against Canelo. Terence is a bad boy. He's moving up because he wants to get the fight. He isn't getting any younger. He's doing all the stuff he needs to do to put his legacy here. While Crawford has been targeting the fight with Canelo, he has also recently been involved in a war of words with Teofimo Lopez, and their feud has ramped up with a fresh spat on social media.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look? 147? 147.
Last 2 years, Crawford made a strong case to become the top pound-for-pound boxer in boxing when he destroyed Errol Spence Jr. in their super fight at 147 pounds. Davis, who fights at 135 pounds, was asked how he would fare against the 147-pound Crawford, and Tank believed he could beat the bigger fighter in 6 rounds. 147? You know he is going to sleep. He ain't got no chance. Hey, I got round 6. The jarring weight disparity has become a point of contention in the boxing community, and Mike Tyson shares this sentiment.
Who knows? That smile's telling me something else, bro. I think it might be on the line, no?
I'm just saying, man, we can't say it's not gonna happen. We can't say that it is. So
I don't like that fight, Tyson explained on the Come and Talk to Me podcast on September 20th. Too much weight for Crawford. He had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Israel Madrimov, because he was big and really awkward. He shouldn't have even fought that guy. Tyson makes a valid point. Crawford had one of his toughest fights to date against Madrimov, who was undefeated prior to their encounter. Despite being 5'8", which is taller than Canelo, Crawford has a wiry frame and would probably forfeit mass and strength to compete in heavier weight divisions. Still, Crawford believes he knows what's best for his body.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know, and
I think the key is to know when's the right time for your body to move up the healthy way, Crawford told Yahoo Sports before fighting Madrimov. I moved up in weight because I wanted to fight the best guy in the division. Nobody can trump the ambition of a professional fighter, and Crawford might have his chance to shoot for all-time greatness against Canelo soon. The weight disparity will only serve to cement his legacy with a victory.
He had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that was just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky.
One of them.
Ryan Garcia has made his opinion clear regarding a potential matchup between boxing champions Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, leaving no room for ambiguity. In a recent interview, Garcia, known for his controversial comments, called Crawford an overhyped bum and insisted that Alvarez would come out victorious if the two were to meet in the ring. Garcia, speaking to Say Cheese TV, did not hold back. He accused Crawford of being a boring fighter, claiming he doesn't deserve the attention he receives and that he's simply stealing boxing's money.
Terence Crawford really hasn't beat nobody other than Errol Spence Jr. that went through a car crash. Name one guy that he beat other than Errol Spence that's well known. Sean Porter that was washed. Who has he beat? He hasn't beat nobody, bro. He's not gonna beat nobody, bro. Terence Crawford is out.
The young fighter, currently serving a doping ban, even went as far as to challenge Crawford, saying, "Come see me in the ring if you think I'm talking expletives." Garcia's remarks were particularly bold given his current suspension and the controversy surrounding his failed drug test earlier this year. Unsurprisingly, Garcia was unequivocal in his verdict and even called out one of the superstars to fight him if he disagreed.
All right, bro. Terence Crawford is no, he ain't like that, bro. Terence Crawford is an overhyped bum, bro. I'm sorry. Somebody gotta say it. You're an overhyped bum, bro. I'm looking at the camera right now.
Terence Crawford is not like that, Garcia told Say Cheese TV. Terence Crawford is an overhyped bum. I'm sorry, but somebody has got to say it. You're an overhyped bum. I'm looking at the camera right now. You freaking suck, bro. Stop acting like you're like that. Stop stealing boxing's money, wasting everybody's money. You're not entertaining. You're boring as hell. Come see me in the ring if you think I'm talking nonsense. I can do it anytime, bro. But that hasn't stopped him from remaining confident a fight against Crawford could take place at some stage. I could definitely see Crawford. What do you mean? Garcia said.
Bro. Stop acting like you're like that. Stop stealing boxing money. You're wasting everybody's money. You're not entertaining, bro. You're boring as. Come see me in the ring if you think I'm talking shit. I can do it anytime. You can see Crawford? I can definitely see Crawford, bro. What do you mean? I've seen many fighters like him too. He's not that good, bro. He gets hit a lot, bro. He gets wobbled, hit, bro. He's not untouchable, bro. You act like he's Mayweather. He ain't Mayweather, bro.
I was one of the best fighters in the amateurs, bro. He was too. I've seen many fighters like him. I don't care if he can take away my left hook. I can find a way to get him. He's not that good. He gets hit a lot. He gets hit and gets wobbled. He's not untouchable. In the event a fight between Garcia and Crawford materializes, it would almost certainly take place at a catchweight. Garcia has never fought at the 147 pounds welterweight limit or above, while Crawford last fought at super lightweight, 140 pounds in August 2017. Currently suspended after testing positive for a banned substance following his fight with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia continues to make headlines in the boxing world by talking about his peers, often diminishing their accomplishments.
I don't think that he's not a great fighter, but I don't think he's as good as people say. He's not like a Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, not Tommy Hearn. You can't do that because he's not like that, bro. He hasn't fought nobody that has firepower like him. Who would win?
This time, his target is Terence Crawford, who has been seeking a fight with Canelo Alvarez in 2025, although the Mexican fighter has yet to accept the challenge. Ryan Garcia claims he has already called Bud to request a fight with the intent of proving that Crawford isn't as good as people believe, taunting him with the possibility of a big payday. As for Bud Crawford, I already called him. I think he's just trying to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez. I don't think that's going to happen, Garcia said. Have you ever fought someone who has one-punch knockout power? No. That's why I think Bud Crawford is overrated.
Him or Boots?
I like Boots. In my opinion, I like Boots. I don't think Crawford could keep up with somebody that talented and young and fast. I haven't even seen him fight somebody talented, young and fast. Can you name him? I think.
I'd love to fight Bud. I don't think he's as good as people say. If Bud is listening, I'd like to fight you. I'd give you a beating, Garcia stated, referring to the undefeated Crawford, who is the WBC and WBO welterweight champion. King Ryan left the decision up to Crawford about whether the fight would happen, but made it clear that if the undefeated champion accepted, he would receive a significant payday. If he doesn't want it, it's not my fault. He's boring as hell, but I'd probably give him the biggest paycheck of his life if he takes the fight, Garcia stated.
You know, I'll be going for Bud. You know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely.
Addressing his achievements and future endeavors on the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford talked about potential bouts against Canelo Alvarez. It's great. This is my era and I'm taking it. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, he said. Now that I've switched gears, I know I want to fight Canelo. I've always said that's a big step. That's a big step, but for a person to go up 3 weight classes from 147 to 168 pounds and to win and to become undisputed, wow, what can they say? The conversation continued. 3-time undisputed champion and the smaller fighter that went up 3 weight divisions to conquer one of the baddest men, besides himself, that's been doing it for probably longer than me. Crawford was conclusive when asked what weight it would be. He claimed he wanted it at 168 and his target was the winner between Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo, claiming his fight against Canelo Alvarez will make the biggest fight in boxing.
Come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin. So tell him to come and touch it.
Wow. Devontae said you got a glass.
The 40-0 fighter is similarly unfazed about jumping divisions either. I would definitely have to gain weight. I just believe in my abilities. Canelo's not a big guy. He's 5'8". He's muscular, but as far as height, nah, that wouldn't be nothing. We'd have to see. I think it could happen. To be honest, I think that's the biggest fight in boxing if he beats Charlo. Initially, Canelo dismissed the idea, particularly following his victory over Jermell Charlo, stating on TV Azteca's En Caliente that Crawford wasn't on his radar. However, Canelo has since indicated that if the financial incentives from Saudi Arabia are substantial, he would entertain the challenge.
From 147 to 168, and the win, become undisputed. Wow.
I want to go up to 68.
Days after Terence Crawford changed his stance to say he'd move up 3 divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, the once disinterested Mexican superstar has changed his tune as well. In an interview with BoxingScene.com, the undisputed super middleweight champion Alvarez said he'd be open to facing the undisputed welterweight champion Crawford if the Nebraska native's comments indeed carried serious weight. Look, I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter. I always say that. No disrespect to him, Alvarez told BoxingScene.com. But you know, sometimes it's a little crazy. The people talking about how I'm going to face a fighter like the 154-pound Charlo, which he's big at 5 feet 11 inches tall. Everybody is talking about if I'm going to face Crawford, a fighter at 147 pounds who is smaller than Charlo. So it does not make sense when you guys say right now, I don't understand.
So who would you fight at 68? Canelo?
If he win, or Charlo, the winner.
Wow. That would be crazy.
I want to be 3-time undisputed.
At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford no matter what, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I will go up and down and fight everybody out there, so it's possible. Why not? It's possible. If it makes sense, I am down to do it. I don't care who is there. I am always able to fight everybody. Alvarez originally rejected the idea of a clash with Crawford because Crawford wanted the fight at a catchweight of 160 or 158 pounds. Alvarez also felt like he wouldn't get proper credit or add to his legacy by beating the smaller Crawford. Shortly after catching wind of Alvarez's latest comments, Bud tweeted on Wednesday, "Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing." Earlier, Crawford clarified his position around the potential fight and said he'd indeed pack on 21 pounds and move up to 168 pounds for the chance to prove himself against Alvarez.
You know, I always say if the fight make sense, why not? But he's not in the plan. Like I say, it makes...
I know I want to fight Jermell, but if he loses to Canelo, I always say, man, that's a big step. That's a big step, but for a person to go up 3 weight classes from 147 to 168 and to win and to become undisputed, wow. Caleb Plant was the last man to be stopped by Canelo Alvarez. They met in November 2021, with Canelo claiming an 11th round knockout win to add the International Boxing Federation super middleweight title to his World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization collection and become undisputed at 168 pounds.
I don't need to take that fight because then everybody's gonna say it's too small, and then, you know, he needs to enjoy his fight. Okay, he deserves it. He deserves it.
Canelo has fought 6 times since that bout, with each fight going the 12-round distance, most recently in September when he defeated Edgar Berlanga to retain his unified super middleweight titles. It looks like Alvarez will now turn his attention to a mega fight against Terence Crawford, where Bud will be required to step up 2 weight divisions. With that in mind, Canelo's power has been a hot topic in the boxing world, with some observers feeling the huge size difference could result in the Mexican superstar adding to his knockout collection.
No accident. What's up, fight fans? Some cool moments in the locker room happening before Caleb Plant takes on Trevor McCumbee for the vacant.
Plant has now weighed in on that power and told Fight Hub TV exactly what he was thinking while he was in the ring with Alvarez. This isn't bad. Plant then explained exactly why he felt Canelo's power wasn't anything special despite getting stopped.
Title at 168, Terence Bud Crawford walks into the locker room and they share some cool moments wishing Caleb Plant well. Who do you think's going to win this fight, Caleb or McCumbee? Leave that in the comment section.
They say the first punch he's going to hit you with your ribs are going to explode, but then I started feeling some of his shots and I'm like, this isn't bad? The outcome in the end was I didn't make it to the final bell, but in the moment some of the punches that were touching me, it's not something where I was petrified. In the end, he got the job done. What are your thoughts on the responses from these boxing professionals? Do you really think Terence Crawford is no match for Canelo Alvarez? How exactly do you see a fight going between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.